The defense is asking for mercy, and we're asking for that in a situation where there's been a death, a murder, and that life can't be brought back. So there's nothing we can say to change that fact.
Mr. Vega, I want you to know at some point in time, our actions are our own. We can no longer blame it on the rough childhood we had, because a lot of people had a rough childhood. A lot of people had parents that were not in their lives. Some people had parents who were in their lives and shouldn't have been in their lives. But I do take in consideration when I hear that, because as a defense attorney, I used to always get upset when the state would say, well, this person didn't commit a murder and they had a rough life. I want you to know I look at people as individuals. You understand? All right. So I'm going to sentence you 2020 CR 6408, State of Texas versus Fabian Vega. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Here's your hand, Your Honor.
Defense.
Eduardo Jimenez, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Vega?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You entered a plea of no contest on February 21st to the offense of murder. You entered a plea of true to the enhancement. The court found the enhancement true based upon your plea of true to the enhancements in States Exhibits 1 and attachments. And the court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court found you guilty. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 25 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon, and the state is taking consideration 2020 CR 6409, night bag number 686664, county court cause number 674688. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. State, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, one witness, Your Honor.
All right. Call your witness.
The defense would call Brenda Torres.
Brenda Torres.
Mr. Vega.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to need you to keep your voice up so that the court reporter can hear and I can hear. All right. If you can state your name for the record and spell it.
Brenda Torres.
And spell it.
Brenda Torres, Torres.
All right. And sometimes I ask for people to spell their name so that they can practice keeping their voice up, and so I can test whether or not the court reporter can hear. All right, defense.
Ms. Torres, what is your relationship to the defendant?
Right.
You speaking
His wife.
into the microphone, not to me. Okay. His wife. Do you have a child together?
Yes, we do.
Such
I have
child
a 6-year-old son. His name is Xavier.
6-year-old son. What grade would that put him in?
He's in kindergarten. He's about to graduate next year.
Okay. How long have you known the defendant?
And that was 14.
And when was the child born? How many years thereafter was the child born? 2 years later. And what separated you at that point from Mr. Vega?
He was in juvenile.
I'm sorry, I'm going to need you to speak up.
He was in juvenile.
Okay.
And so we were unable to be together. Unable to be together.
Okay, what kind of person did you know Mr. Vega to be at that time?
Very emotional, loving, and caring. And open-minded.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to have to speak up, and you need to talk the way you're talking to people if you're not in court, because nobody can hear you. And if I can't hear you, guess what? You might as well not testify, because then I won't be able to consider anything. So you're going to have to keep your voice raised. Do you see the level I'm at? That's the level you need to be. I know sometimes you're nervous, but if you want me to hear what you're saying, I can only hear it if you speak up. Okay?
How old are you now, Ms. Torres?
I'm 22.
You're 22.
Yes,
And you have a 6-year-old child.
I do.
Have you raised that child alone?
I have.
That's not an easy thing to do, is it?
No, it's not.
Is it easier to keep your voice up so everybody can hear you? All right, let's do that then. Okay, so you said you were separated from Mr. Vega at the point that you were pregnant because Mr. Vega, repeat what you said,
He
please.
was in juvenile at the time. That's when I was pregnant.
Were you ever reunited with Mr. Vega?
He came for a home visitation and we were together, but then after that, he turned himself in since he was for a year after that.
Okay. While he was in jail, did you have any communication or contact with Mr. Vega?
Yes, he talked on his phone and he's written his letters for all these years.
Without citing quotations from those conversations or those letters, how would you describe them in general?
Very emotional and loving, and I've never felt any less love than him after all these years. It's remained the same.
Did he ever bring up, for example, anything about his son?
Yes, I know he loves Xavier, and we don't want to explain anything to him right now until he's old enough to understand.
So your son's 6 years old, but he doesn't know anything about his father?
No, he doesn't.
Does he know his father's name?
Doesn't.
When do you think you might be willing to share those things with your son? He's about 8? Okay. How often would you speak to Fabian or Mr. Vega rather, while he was in jail?
Recently it's been a lot lately, but before it was only the first 4 times a month, but really wasn't that often. It was very difficult to talk and not being able to be together.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a lot of emotion there.
Okay. Did he ever express remorse for the...
Yes, he's apologized sincerely. He's still apologizing for not being able to be there, for his actions keeping him away from us. I've forgiven him.
What do you look forward to, if anything?
To coming home and being able to recreate the family that we started in the first place.
How do you care for your son as a single mother? Do you have a job, for example?
I do. I'm a manager at Whataburger. At Whataburger.
And who cares for your son? Well, he goes to school while you're at your work?
At work, yes.
Okay.
And then
All
it's
right.
not he's with his grandma.
With your grandmother or
My mom.
with your mom?
Mhm.
Okay. So your mom's been part of the child's life as well?
Yes, sir.
What does your mom think about Mr. Vega at some point reuniting with your family?
She's ready. She wants me to tell Xavier about him already so we can have contact. And,
Is there anything else you'd like to share with the court before?
I just want to say that it's hard to see who he is inside, but he's right in front of you, but he's still a person. He still has been a father and should deserve to come with us.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions?
Just a couple questions, Your Honor. Ma'am, how old is your son?
6.
6. So he's born in 2017 or 2016. How much time did the defendant, Fabian Vega, spend with that son back then?
None, because he was in juvenile.
So none. And he's never seen him?
He's seen him.
But he's participated in this 6-year-old, your son's life. How much?
None, because he's been in juvenile and in jail.
He's in juvenile in jail, but he was not in jail when he committed this murder.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so how much time did he spend with the son then?
He didn't.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, Your
All
Honor.
right, what's your son's last name?
Becca,
All right, thank you.
please.
Judge, we have... May I go?
Yes.
Okay.
Any further witnesses?
No further witnesses, Judge, just allocution from the defendant.
All right. He's going to be subject to cross-examination. I understand what allocution is, but if he wants to give his statement, he's going to be subject to cross-examination. He gave up the right to remain silent when he entered his plea.
All right, let me just check with him and then see what he says.
Okay.
Your Honor, he would like to allocute.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Fabian Vega.
All right, defense.
I believe he just wants to share with the court a few brief words.
Yes, ma'am. I want to say that I know I took a lot that I can't get back, and I want to apologize to my victim's family for so much pain that I caused them and for their loss. And I regret everything I did. I feel remorse to them and stuff like that. I know I'm going to prison, and I would want to get myself right over there by getting my GED because I never finished high school. Take drug classes. I had a problem with drugs in the past, and take parenting classes to better myself to go home to be a good father to my son and just go home clean and just be positive out there and don't find myself in no more situations like I'm in right now. And I ask that you show mercy on me on the sentence. A wife and a son that need me out there, and I would like to go back to them home after that time.
Any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Vega, in your,
Go ahead.
thank you. Mr. Vega, you stated when you were asked about this incident here, you said that, in here it says, my neighbors told me them where I was, my name, and that I had tattoos. I tried to fight it with self-defense. So are you saying this is self-defense?
No, sir.
Okay, but so that's wrong in here, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so did you lie in here?
No,
Excuse me?
no, sir.
But it says self-defense here.
I was in fear of my life at that moment. I've been shot at, but he's saying proud in the past, so it was out of fear, I guess.
So do you feel that you had a right to kill that day?
No, sir. I felt like I should have handled the situation a lot different. It was out of fear, I guess, like my reaction.
You know, you didn't just, you killed one individual, but then you shot 3 individuals that day. You do realize that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that you were shooting into a park, Father Benavides Park. You're aware of that.
Yes, sir.
And there were people out there that you were randomly shooting at. You're aware of that.
Yes, sir.
And then you say a witness of yours backed out. Who was the witness?
My roommate, Caleb.
Caleb was willing to testify against you. You do realize that.
Yes, sir.
So how did he back out? Because he was going to tell the truth?
I don't know.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, anything else?
Mr. Vega, did you grow up your entire childhood with both your parents?
No, sir.
Can you please explain that to me?
I grew up on like CPS care, so I was never around my mom or dad, and I was always like I grew up having like a hard life. So I don't blame no one for my actions that I did. It's just I didn't grow up knowing right or wrong.
When you were when did CPS order you into care of a foster home?
Yes, sir.
And how was your experience with that foster family?
It was bad, real bad.
You still keep in touch with that foster family?
No, sir.
You still keep in touch with your mother or your father regularly?
No, sir.
So when you go to prison, you said you're going to take parenting classes?
Yes, sir.
Why would you need to learn how to be a loving father?
I was never taught how to be one. I never had that growing up, so I would like to learn. So when I go home, I could be one. That's my plan.
What about the drugs?
With the drugs as well, I plan on going down there and taking drug tests too as well. I had a bad drug problem growing up, and I would like to fix that before I do go home.
And why didn't you ever graduate high school?
I was always incarcerated and not focused.
Well, what are you going to be focused on when you go to prison?
My GED.
Is it you're just going to go to prison and they're going to hand you your GED?
No, sir. I'm going to go to class and get my GED test with my GED.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Vega, why does it take you going to prison for you to wake up and realize that you right what's right from wrong? I don't understand that. Like, why does it take going to prison for you to say, I'm going to get my GED, I'm going to be in my son's life, I'm going to be a good parent, I'm going to get off drugs? Because I'm looking at your history, and you've been in trouble with the law as a juvenile since 2013. And it started with graffiti at a church or a school, and you were on deferred for that for 6 months. And I know, because I've toured their facilities, I know they give you an opportunity for your GED and for you to do all of that and get your life on track. And then you pick up another case in 2014. Then you are in need of supervision in 2015. And then you have a possession in 2015 and evading in 2015. And this, what I'm talking about, is just your juvenile history. And it goes on and on and on. 2016, 2017, all juvenile. And then you have this incident out of Waco, where I'm assuming you went to TYC. I know they don't call it TYC anymore, but you went there. And it appears that you didn't learn anything. And then now we're here for this. And how old are you?
23.
All right, you're 23. And I know what young people think, because I was in your position. When people get sentenced to go to prison and they're young, they think it's the end of the world for them. But time goes by so quickly. I can't believe how quickly this year is passing. And you still have a chance to improve your life. Like, there's someone here who's dead. They're not, and I want you to think about this, they're not having graduations. If they were going to graduate, you can say, hey, that person was a horrible person too, or did horrible things. But guess what? They're not going to graduate. They're not going to see any grandchildren maybe they were going to have. They're not going to get a chance to improve themselves here on the planet because they're no longer with us. So there are many things that they won't be able to do. I don't understand why, if you have a child who's 6 years old, instead of doing this, why were you not spending as much time with them as you could? The witness tells me that you're very, very loving. Then a very loving person would be, I want to spend as much time with my son as I can because I've missed out so much on his life. I went through Child Protective Services, so I want to make sure my son doesn't go through that. I didn't have a good father, so I want to make sure my son has that. That's not so much about you knowing right from wrong. That's just like common. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court will hear argument. His cap is 25 years. State, I'm assuming you're asking for 25?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And defense?
Our defense is asking for mercy, and we're asking for that in a situation where there's been a death, a murder, and that life can't be brought back. So there's nothing we can say to change that fact. This young man, having growing up without a father and mother, there's nothing we can do to change that either. This young man making poor choices, not being around his son as his son was growing up, and being rather with people who are involved in drugs and guns. There's nothing we can say to change that either. But we have heard from him. He knows that this is pretty much his last chance to turn his life around. He doesn't want to spend the rest of his life in prison. So we are asking for mercy, Your Honor. He has explained what his plans and goals are to the court, being get his high school diploma so he can get a decent job out there, and take enough education and courses and therapy so that he's able to break his chains of addiction, Your Honor, and also learn to be a good parent to his son who's out there waiting for him, and his wife, Miss Brenda Torres, to be a good husband to his wife. We're asking for leniency from the court, full knowledge that we can't change the fact that we're dealing with a murder here, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Vega, I want you to know, at some point in time, our actions are our own. We can no longer blame it on the rough childhood we had, because a lot of people had a rough childhood. A lot of people had parents that were not in their lives. Some people had parents who were in their lives and shouldn't have been in their lives. But I do take in consideration when I hear that Because as a defense attorney, I used to always get upset when the state would say, well, this person didn't commit a murder and they had a rough life. I want you to know I look at people as individuals. You understand? All right. So I'm going to sentence you to 25 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Take in consideration 2020 CR 6409, night mag number 68664 and 674688. That's the county court cause number 674688. I'll ask for you to have the therapeutic community. You'll have to request that. That's to help you with any drug addictions that you may have. But if you don't request it, they're definitely not going to give it to you, and I can't make them give it to you. I'm going to do a no contact order with Xavier Vega until the expiration of $15 years. At that time, he'll be 21. He'll be able to hopefully make a decision on whether or not he wants to see you. So there'll be no contact with Xavier Vega. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right. I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, we have a small statement.
He done called me on numerous occasions since I've been out on bond. I called the police. The police basically told me he can call me at any point he wants to, but I can't call him.
Where's the proof that he called you?
Miss Kiki Davis pops up at my house one day when I wasn't there.
No, you're skipping over my question. My question is,
I
where's...
had a phone with all my information in it that when I went to jail, I went and got it.
Any witnesses?
No, Judge, I just have Mr. Kent.
All right, the court will hear argument.
On behalf of my client, Judge, if you notice from the PSI, it's been a long time since he's had any type of problems. And he hasn't had drug issues in several years. He's been gainfully employed at gyms, and he's dressed to go back to work as soon as this case is done, because he really feels that he could be a productive member of society. He is looking forward to trying to get his CDL license. He says you can drug test him, nail bed test him, hair follicle test him. He has been clean for several years. And this night, he was going to his girlfriend's house, and he didn't know that she had a new boyfriend. So I'm asking the court to consider putting him on probation or deferred adjudication. The deferred would give him a giant hammer over his head of 20 years if he violated any of the conditions. If he gets the probation, he says he can complete every term satisfactorily, and he's happy to go to any of the recommendations at the top evaluation.
All right, so this is the court's issue. And Mr. King, I'm strongly thinking of sending you to prison. I've read the PSI report and I read the stipulations. And somebody needs to explain to me why I shouldn't send you to prison, because from what I read in the stipulations, she's saying that she's your ex-fiance, that you were calling her, as she says, blowing up her phone, calling her, asking her where she was. And then she says that he was looking for her to find this boyfriend that he was dating, that she was dating. And then she left her apartment door open and he went into the apartment door, and then he beats up the boyfriend, who he said he was dozing off on the couch or something. So that's what I have before me. And it's been stipulated to. So counsel, now you're saying it's something different, but that's not what's in the stips.
Mr. King would like to address the court.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Herbert King.
All right, any questions?
He would like to just explain to you to answer your questions.
Okay.
Miss Kiki Davis says that I kept blowing up her phone. That's a lie. Miss Kiki is still contacting me or trying to contact me on a constant basis. Where I stay at, they know the whole situation. So they advised me to not be in contact with her. She literally came to my new job before and asked somebody to have me to step out, and I wouldn't step out. So she's constantly bothering me, wanting money from me, wanting me to go take care of her dog that we bought, like telling me she's not with this guy. And with the thing with the guy, he had been harassing me for months, picking on me. When I went to her house, all I did was go to pick up my car that she told me to come pick up. My sister couldn't be in court with me today. My sister is a witness to it. My sister told me not to go. And I was like, I'm just going to pick up the car. She's not going to do nothing wrong to me. And I just went to pick up my car. Then my money from work comes on.
So how did this result in an altercation with this guy?
I was standing out talking to her at the car. And at the time I was talking to her at the car, he came out behind me. I had my back turned and he tried to stab me with a box cutter. And of course, I'm a man. I'm going to turn around and fight. I'm not going to let you just stab me. And it's funny to him now. He done called me on numerous occasions since I've been out on bond. I called the police. The police basically told me he can call me at any point he wants to, but I can't call him.
Where's the proof that he called you?
Miss Kiki Davis pops up in my house one day when I wasn't there.
No, you're skipping over my question. My question is,
I had a phone with all my information in it that when I went to jail, I went and got it. I tried to give it to my previous lawyer. She kept blowing it off. I can't get it now. The court has to ask for it. And one day when I was at work, Miss Kiki Davis came to my house, told him she was getting some property that belonged to her. My friend doesn't like problems at his house. He tries to give her the phone or whatever she was in there trying to get, and my phone and stuff came up missing. But I'm not bothering anybody.
See, here's the thing. The stipulations say something completely different than what you're telling me. The stipulations say that her boyfriend or fiance, whomever he may be, was inside the apartment and that you beat him up inside the apartment. You're saying that she's come to your job since. Where's the proof of that? Because the stipulations say something different. Then you're saying that he is calling you. Where is the proof of that?
He's called me. I called the police. I made police reports on it, and they gave me a little paper. I don't know where the paper went.
Once a police report is made, it should be in the system.
And the police basically told me he couldn't really file a report because the thing was against me, not against him. So he can call me at any point that he wants to.
All right. So, counsel, this is Mr. King's story. Right now, I'm leaning towards sending him to prison. But if there is something that's produced to the court that this complainant in this case has been calling him, I would say because his ex-fiance, the fact that she's going to his job, if he wants to bring in information or somebody who knows of that, I will listen to that. But most importantly for the court, because this is really a case against her boyfriend, I want to know if the boyfriend has been contacting him as he says he has, and some proof of that. Because otherwise, I'm leaning towards sending you to prison because this is a serious case. And based upon the stipulations, and your attorney will tell you, I always read the stipulations and I always read the PSI report. And I know in the PSI report, nobody's been able to get in touch with the complainant, but your client is saying that he's been calling him. There should be some record of that.
Okay. How much time can you give me? Because I would have to contact the police department and get a copy of the report and then see if, I don't know about any phone being improper.
It was a different phone. No problem.
But if there's a more recent phone, I can try to on messages or things like that and see if I can bring in somebody from his job to come in.
All right.
That's fine.
And State, I know you're silent on this, but I would really like to hear from this complainant.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so how much time are you asking for?
Can I get them on?
Yes. All right, Ms. Ferguson or Mr. King, can we recall this for 1 month, please? No, put it, can you put it on like maybe the 24th? Because that's when I can hear it.
Okay.
So we'll come back on April 24th. And I will remember this conversation, but so everybody else can remember it, I will write on the docketing sheet what I'm asking for. And what I'm asking for is your ex-fiance coming to your job. That's great. If you want to bring somebody in and say that she's coming to the job, that's something for me to consider. But what I really want is I want this information about the boyfriend who may or may not still be her boyfriend. I want information that he is actually been calling him and state if he can come in. Yes.
She has problems with all men that she's with. He actually beat her up 2 weeks after I was out of jail.
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. That's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is,
if you want to bring a police report on that too, you're more than welcome to bring a police report on that.
I will see what I can get you.
All right. But I just want everyone to know what I want.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you a reset form and it will be at, let's set it for at 11.
Okay. Judge, on this case, I did not have an investigator appointed. Can I get an investigator for a short amount of time to find those records for me?
Yes.
Okay.
And counsel, if you, because I know you haven't filed a motion yet, if you just get the investigator and then you can bring the motion in and the court will sign it. That way it can start immediately.
I'd like to do that.
All right. And do you need do you have a copy of the police report or do you need it for the complainant's information?
I have the discovery, so, but I don't know how contemporaneous that would be in terms of getting her phone number because he says it's changed.
Okay.
But let me see what I can bring in to show further proof of what he's telling me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're going to be allowed still to go to work, but I'll give you 1 day out of the week where you can have some extra time that's maybe outside of work hours for you to go to certain places, but there'll still be a no contact order in place with the ex and the complainant.
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
So what you need to tell me what day of the week?
Sunday. That way I can go to church.
All right, State, Mr. Gerhan. Sorry. So he's still going to be on partial for work, but I'm going to give him an extra time on Sunday. So what type of curfew do you all want on Sunday?
Well, church apparently lasts a while. So,
Which church is it? Is it Baptist church?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that I know.
so if we can have,
It does.
it does. If we can
Well,
have,
do you know?
I do because
You belong to the Baptist church?
I do not. I'm Catholic, but
Yeah.
I've gone to different events and funerals, etc.
Well, as long as
it
it's
takes a bit.
now, this is the pastor's anniversary. That's till 8 at night. So, but Sean, you know, right? Yeah. So, but nobody is allowed to leave for the games on Sunday because, yeah. So, how much time are you asking for on Sunday?
Just because I work Sunday night, so I'm just trying to get out Sunday morning just to be able to go to church.
Well, I mean, you got to give me some time. So, like, when does service begin? Are you going to Sunday school? Okay, so
I always get a whooping when I go to Sunday school.
all right, so
From about 8 to 12.
8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yes.
All right. So are you going to be do you need to be someplace at 8 a.m.?
No, this church.
All right. So then, since you're saying 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., I'll give you 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays. And counsel, if you could go in the back and have them print me a B page, I'll write that down. State, are you